Welcome back, my friends. Well, here we are again. It is Wednesday, 5 p.m. And what we're making today, folks, we're making a beef stew, or see how it comes out, a beef soup. First of all, we have our oil getting ready for our onions, which are going in. Onions and garlic have gone in at the same time. Right, let's give these a stir, shall we? Here's the onions and garlic. And in the pot, I'll quickly go through my ingredients. Okay, starting on my left-hand side, we have some kidney beans. They will be joining the pot very, very soon. Here we have some potatoes and also carrots down here. Here we have some beef stock. Here it is, already made up. We also have a can of tomatoes right there, and we also have some Tamil style dumpling mix. Over here we have some green beans that are going in very, very soon. We also have 6 dumplings right there. Right by here we have a big handful of ginger, and here is our lump of beef. By the way, I want to tell you that that beef was originally £8.16, and I bought it for £2.45 yesterday. So there you go. Those are the ingredients. We are frying the onions up in some olive oil. They're cooking away nicely here. And next to go in, and make a note of this now, let's get these onions right, shall we? Because this is probably going to be a fantastic beef soup. Let's see how it comes out. Let's see how thick it's going to be. But there we go. Our onions are cooking up. Next, after this, we are going to be putting in our potatoes and carrots. They'll be going in next. And we'll see. Now we have some salt there. That's right, there's the salt. The pepper is already in the ingredients. I put some in because one-handed I would not be able to add the pepper. So it's already in with the kidney beans actually. So we're cooking away here nicely with the onions. And I hope everyone is doing very, very well on this Wednesday at 5 p.m. Let's have a look over here. We'll go over these again. There's the kidney beans, there's the potatoes and carrots. There is the stock. And we're using those stock cubes right there. There's the dumpling mix, there's the can of tomatoes over there. The green beans are right here. There's the ginger and the dumplings, and there's the beef. And as I said, there's the price of the beef. Right, so that killed 20 seconds. So let's check out these onions again. Give them a good, just move them around here. Yes, I hope everyone is doing well tonight on this Wednesday evening in the UK. It is wet outside, it's cold outside. So this particular beef soup or beef stew, whatever happens here, is going to be very welcoming for what we're going to eat later on tonight. So, all right, so they're cooking up nicely. Let's take a look. Yes, there's the, yeah, looking good. Go in there. Actually, yeah. Cooking in olive oil, which is right there. We're getting close now to add our potatoes. Some of them are whole, some of them are cutting half, some of them are cutting into 3. There they go. Get in. Let's discard that bowl, we don't need that. Let's mix these up. As you will remember, folks, no water is needed yet. We don't need any water. We're getting these cooked down like this. And we'll be adding water at the end. At the end, my friend. So that's in. That is in there right now. Next to go is going to be probably some green beans or even some kidney beans. But we don't need any liquid in there yet. Now, the way I'm going to do the beef, by the way, is when the water is in there, while we basically got this made, I'm going to insert the beef then, not before. Now, if I was going to put meat in here, like slices of chicken or slices of beef, whatever, it would be going in directly after the onions. But we're not doing that today. I'm not going to be cutting that beef up into lots of little slices. I'm going to put it in. It's going to sit in that stew water or soup water for maybe an hour. And then I'll come back to it, and I know what's going to happen. It will just fall to pieces in nice big shreds. So that's what we're going to do with that. So folks, this is probably, we'll see how it goes. This is probably going to be part one. Part one of the stew, the beef stew that we're making today. This will be part one. Let's put that in for a second because we'll get them in now. There they go. They're in. The whole bag of green beans, bought from Morrison. Just discard that, put that there. We're not wasting anything. That's going in. Yeah. Keep that going. Now I'm going to presume that we're going to put some ginger in. Here it goes. Cut up ginger. Some nice big chunks of ginger going in. Very good. As I said, the pepper is already mixed up in the kidney beans because I'm unable to twist the pepper shaker with one hand. I can inform you, actually, that today I am waiting, it will be delivered today from our friends at Amazon, that I'm waiting for my iPhone, what do you call them, the stand, the tripod, I'm waiting for that. That's on its way today. So that will then be placed over here somewhere on future videos, and it will be looking directly down into the subject matter, and that will give me two hands to make the video. Keep it moving a bit. Also, folks, if you would like to subscribe to the channel, please go ahead and do that. It would help. If you want to buy me a cup of coffee, go ahead and do that too. But here's the situation. I'm hoping you're going to subscribe. I hope you're going to make a comment about how I'm making this soup. If you know a better way of doing it, go ahead. If you think it's a fantastic way, go ahead and leave a comment. I think it's going to be fantastic myself. Here we go. We're going to maintain our movement here. Of course, the pot is moving around a little bit. There's some onions down there that need to be scraped up. I'm thinking right now we're getting close. Let's take a look here. Yep. As I said, it's Wednesday evening, 5 o'clock. As a matter of fact, it's still light. That's a good sign, isn't it? As you know, December the 21st, the winter solstice kicks in, and every day after that we get a bit more light every day. I think it's about 1 minute per day until we get into March, of course, and then we adjust the cost accordingly. So now we're going to go with these kidney beans. Let's add the kidney beans. There. Kidney beans it in, we'll discard that. And really, other than the tomatoes, we're not going to be putting much more in here. The tomatoes, the British dumplings, there they are, all ready to go. The tomatoes, the dumplings are going to go in when the water is in there. Of course, don't forget that. You don't want to be putting them in now. Remember, it's still January. This type of food is a must. It's all vegetables, and I actually have a non-meat eater in my in the Governor's Beach House here, and they're still going to eat this because they're not going to eat the beef. But there will be some flavour, I suppose, from the juice of the soup. But they said, as long as they don't have any slices of the beef, they'll be very happy with that. I'll be glad when that tripod comes. Yes, if you'd like to subscribe to the channel, folks, I would really appreciate you doing that. You know there's no cost for any of that type of stuff. Just click on the button there and fire away and you're in. Part of the Governor's team here. The club, you're in the club. Yeah. Now the next thing we're going to be putting in, folks, soon we're going to be needing a little liquid, but it's not going to be water. It's going to be this very nice can of tomatoes here. Look at them, chopped tomatoes. There you go. Morrisons, 47 pence for the tomatoes. I spread these around the pot here. Look at that, folks. Isn't that nice? Let's discard. Now at this time we know there's plenty of salt in those bloody tomatoes, but we're going to add a bit. There's the salt. We've added a bit of salt, and we still need to keep this stirring up a little bit here. Yep. Decide to make yourself some chicken soup or beef soup, follow these instructions on here and you'll find out it will come out very, very nice and a beautiful taste, and it really will warm up the cockles of your heart there. Yeah, stick of those nice big slices of ginger there. Nice ginger in there. Yes, I did find a good deal on the beef. As I said, it was $8.16, it's now down to $2.45. I also have another piece that I'm going to be using. It was 14 pounds. 14 pounds. And I found a piece today that was actually 35 pounds. And it was marked down to 11 something pounds. I decided I didn't want to buy that one. But yes, incredible prices if you get in there at the right time, which is usually, in my Morrisons, it's about 4:45, and then you'll see the regulars who know what's going on. They'll be standing near the butcher's part, waiting for the man to bring out the marked down fish and meats. Right, so here's the stock. That's that one down there, the Knorr beef stock. We're going to add that right now, folks. There's our stock. Now we've got something going on here. You can see. There's the stock. Now it'll be more of a boil. But very soon, I already have the water ready. I'm going to add a kettleful of hot water. Not boiling, hot water. Let's give that a minute here to weld itself into these vegetables. Potatoes, the onions, which you probably can't even see anymore. They seem to disappear, but they're in there, and their flavor is there also, and they add the base. They add the onions are the main base. I always use a nice big bunch of onions to go in there. You can't beat that. There you go. So that is cooking nicely right now, almost to the point. We're going to give it a few seconds, almost to the point where we are going to add the hot water. And that's what we're going to do right now. There you go. Here comes the hot water. There. Yes. Keep it going. Yes. Now we know by leaving the lid off, let's put this over here, leaving the lid off, it's going to get thicker. Right now it would make a nice soup. Bit thin for a beef stew, but there you go. Now that's in, that's hot water. It's going to come to the boil soon. Now we're going to be putting in, first of all, we're going to be putting that joint of meat in that cost £8, but marked down to £2. Now I have to get that out, and there it is. 1 second here. This is going in. Momentarily. There it goes. That whole big lump of meat is in there. Let's see if we can get another look at it. There it is. Now you can see we have our sludge that's coming up off the vegetables and whatever. So we're going to have a go of scooping some of that away, because when I put my dumplings in there, I don't want this to be stuck to the side of the dumplings. Now if anyone knows a way of doing this better than what I'm doing right now, go ahead. Let me know. Okay, so we're coming to the boil. But we're still scooping. Yeah. Yep. We're taking some of the good stuff, of course, but that's unavoidable when we we want to get this out. And this will take a couple of turns of doing this. It doesn't come out on the first go. When I come back to this later, there'll be a little bit more there, but the main thing is we're doing it now. So that's not too bad. We don't have all of it. There's the meat. Let's have a look at that thing. Look at it, there it is. There's some down here. We'll have a go at getting that. There's a big pile in here. Let's get that out. There you go. So, with only one thing left to put in, and then it's all a matter of time. That's how you make, in 21 minutes so far, from scratch, all fresh ingredients except for the tomatoes that were in a can. All fresh ingredients, vegetables, bit of meat in there, stuff that you need this time of year. Non-fattening, all natural stuff that's very good for you. So now, a little couple more scoops here. Couple more scoops here and there. We'll be adding the dumplings. So far, this is what I've taken out. There it is. So it's time for the dumplings. Okay, here's one. Two. Three. That's a total of 6. And that's actually what it says on the box, that you will make six dumplings, enough for 6. And there they are. Let's have a little scoop over here. Yeah. And of course, every now and again you push these under. And I tell you what, the dumplings are my favourite part. My favourite part of the soup. And what I'm going to do in a second, folks, I know it's nowhere near ready yet. But I'm going to take a little taste. Boiling nicely now. And then before I walk away from this, I'll just turn it down a little bit. I'll let that cook quietly away there, very slowly, for about an hour. See, the dumplings get big. They get much bigger as they cook. Right, let's sample this bit. Let's see how it came. As I said, 23 minutes in, we're going to take a sample. And this is absolutely nothing. It needs another hour minimum. And what we'll be doing, we'll be making it part 2. Part 2 will be the actual finishing of this splendid soup here, and the tasting of it also. So I'm actually waiting right now for this to cool down. I'll blow on it. I can tell you it's incredible already. Already it's incredible. Let's get this out. We'll see you in 1 hour, my friends. We'll be back. Adios.